Hello guys and welcome to another video on DJ Vlogs. Now today I'm going to be reviewing Now Yearbook 1985 on standard CD, special edition CD and 3LP green vinyl. So first of all I'll review Now Yearbook 1985 on standard CD. So this of course here is Now Yearbook 1985 on standard CD. Now this here of course is the cover artwork. I absolutely love this. I have that title in the middle there, Now Yearbook 1985, which looks really nice. We of course have the word now spelled out and of course each letter is in a different colour. Of course have Yearbook there in green and of course 85 being abbreviated from 1985, and of course that is there in silver. And we have this lovely green background which I think looks really nice, definitely stands out. And of course at the bottom here we have that multicoloured strip. And of course when you open up this album we of course have an advertisement for Now Yearbook 1980, Now Yearbook 1981, Now Yearbook 1982, Now Yearbook 1983 and of course Now Yearbook 1984, which of course are all available now. And I have in fact reviewed these albums. If you would like to have a look at my review of any of these albums you can do, that will be on the Now Review playlist on this channel. So now let's have a look at the disc artwork. So this here is disc 1. I really do like this design, I think it looks absolutely amazing. We of course have Now Yearbook 85 up the top there. We also have that mostly in white with sort of like an orange outline which I think looks really nice. We have a very bright green background which looks really nice, and just at the bottom there it says CD1. And now let's have a look at CD2. So this here is CD2. I really do like this, I think it looks really nice. Again, we of course have that title at the top there, Now Yearbook 85, which looks really nice. We of course still have that green background, and just at the bottom there it says CD2. And now let's have a look at CD3. This here is CD3. Again, it's very similar to those last two discs. I have in fact changed that, of course, where it says Now Yearbook. We of course actually have that in purple and it changes on each disc, which I think is really nice. We of course still have that green background, and just at the bottom there it says CD3. And now let's have a look at CD4. So this here is CD4. I really do like this. We of course have that title at the top there. This time of course that title at the top there is of course it's outlined in blue, which I think looks really nice. We of course still have that green disc, and just at the bottom there it says CD4. So now let's have a look at the track list. Now of course do have the track list on the back here, so we have CD1, CD2, CD3 and of course CD4. And when you open up the album and have a look inside, this of course is where disc 1 will be. We have the full track list there for disc 1. Turn it around, you got the full track list there for disc 2 and so on. So with CD1 we have 19 songs, with CD2 we have 20 songs, with CD3 we have 20 songs, and with CD4 we also have 20 songs, of course making up that 79 song track list. So starting off with CD1 we have One Vision by Queen, we've got Easy Lover by Philip Bailey and Phil Collins, There Must Be an Angel by Eurythmics, I Got You Babe by UB40 and Chrissy Hynde, If You Love Somebody Set Them Free by Sting, Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears, Take On Me by Aha, Some Like It Hot by The Power Station, We Close Our Eyes by Go West, You Spin Me Around Like a Record by Dead or Alive, Welcome to the Pleasure Dome by Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, We Don't Need Another Hero by Tina Turner, Move Closer by Phyllis Nelson, and Slave to Love by Brian Ferry, Every Time You Go Away by Paul Young, Nikita by Elton John, and ending with CD1 we have The Unforgettable Fire by U2. And if we move on to CD2, with CD2 we start off with I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner, we've got Kaylee by Marillion, The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler, Love is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar, Legs by ZZ Top, White Wedding Part 1 by Billy Idol, St Elmo's Fire by John Parr, I Can Dream About You by Dan Hartman, Feel So Real by Steve Arrington, Solid by Ashford and Simpson, This Is My Night by Shaka Khan, Say I'm Your Number One by Princess, Hanging on a String Contemplating by Loose Ends, Friends by Amy Stewart, Cherished by Kool and the Gang, Saving All My Love for You by Whitney Houston, and ending CD2 we have Say You Say Me by Lionel Richie. If we move on to CD3, with CD3 we start with Cloud Busting by Kate Bush, we've got How Soon Is Now by The Smiths, Close to Me by The Cure, She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult, Close to the Edit by Art of Noise, Duel by Propaganda, Election Day by Arcadia, Shout by Tears for Fears, Things Can Only Get Better by Howard Jones, Wide Boy by Nick Kershaw, Kiss Me by Stephen Duffy, Lean On Me by Redbox, Money's Too Tight to Mention by Simply Red, Johnny Come Home by Fine Young Cannibals, Walls Come Tumbling Down by the Style Council, Life in a Northern Town by The Dream Academy, Do Not Disturb by Bananarama, and ending CD3 we have Since Yesterday by Strawberry Switchblade. If we move on to CD4, with CD4 we start off with 19 by Paul Hardcastle, we've got Axel F by Harold Falkmaner, Trapped by Colonel Abrams, I Feel Love Johnny Remember Me by Bronski Beat with Mark Almond, Walk Like a Man by Divine, See the Day by DC Lee, That Old Thing Called Love by Anderson Marnette, Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves, The Bell of St Mark by Sheila E, Something About You by Level 42, Loverboy by Billy Ocean, All Fall Down by Five Stuff, Frankie by Sister Sledge, I Know Him So Well by Elaine Page and Barbara Dixon, The Power of Love by Jennifer Rush, and ending CD4 and ending the album we have Merry Christmas Everyone by Shakin' Stevens. So of course that there was the standard CD. I absolutely love it. I think they've done a great job with that album. And now let's have a look at Now Yearbook 1985 1985 on special edition CD. So of course this here is now Yearbook 1985 on the special edition hardback CD. We still have that same cover artwork with of course the title there, and of course that green background and that multicolored strip there at the bottom, as of course we did have on that standard CD. And of course when we open up the album we have CD1 and CD2. I won't be showing you these as they are the same as the standard CD. And when we open it up it says welcome to the now 1985 Yearbook, and we have loads of information about the year. Of course we turn over and we have the full track listing here, and of course we also have the singles artwork for these songs on here, which I absolutely love. I'm glad they've included that. And then further back in this book we of course have a quiz, and we have many questions about the year as well as songs included on this album. And then when of course you turn to the back we have CD3 and again CD4 here. I won't be showing you these as they are the same as the CDs on the standard edition. And of course when we turn to the back we have the full track listing, so disc 1, disc 2, disc 3 and of course disc 4. Again the track listing is exactly the same as the standard CD. And now let's have a look at Now Yearbook 1985 on 3LP green vinyl. So of course here is the cover artwork. It is exactly the same as both CD editions. So of course have the logo in the middle there, that green background, and of course the multicolored strip there at the bottom. Here is one of the vinyls. This of course in fact is LP1 side A. I will only show you one of these as all the vinyls are the same, but we of course in the middle here have of course the artworks. Of course it says Now Yearbook 1985. We of course still have that green background there, and of course the multicolored strip going the right way around the outside. But I absolutely love this vinyl. We of course have a dark green vinyl which I absolutely love. I think that looks absolutely amazing. And now let's have a look at the track list. We of course have the track list on the back here. So we have LP1 side A, LP1 side B, LP2 side A and LP2 side B, and then LP3 side A and LP3 side B. So with LP1 side A we have 7 songs, and with LP1 side B we have 8. With LP2 side A we have 7, and with LP2 side B we have 8. And with LP3 side A we have 7, and with LP3 side B we also have 7. Of course making up the 44 song track list. Starting off with CD1 we have One Vision by Queen, we've got Easy Lover by Philip Bailey and Phil Collins, There Must Be an Angel Playing With My Heart by Eurythmics, I Got You Babe by UB40 and Chrissy Hind, If You Love Somebody Set Them Free by Sting, If I Was by Midjury, and ending LP1 side A we have Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. If we move on to LP1 side B we have Take On Me by a-ha, we've got Some Like It Hot by The Power Station, We Close Our Eyes by Go West, Things Can Only Get Better by Howard Jones, Lean On Me by Redbox, Kiss Me by Stephen Duffy, Love and Pride by King, and then ending LP1 side B we have Welcome to the Pleasure Dome by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. And if we move on to LP2 side A we have Cloud Busting by Kate Bush, and we've got How Soon Is Now by The Smiths, Close to Me by The Cure, She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult, The Word Girl by Scritti Politti, Jewel by Propaganda, and then of course ending LP2 side A we have Election Day by Arcadia. If we move on to LP2 side B we have 19 by Paul Hardcastle, You Spin Me Around Like a Record by Dead or Alive, I Feel Love, Johnny Remember Me by Bronski Beat and Mark Almond, The Bell of St Mark by Sheila E, Solid by Ashford and Simpson, Say I'm Your Number One by Princess, Hanging on a String Contemplating by Loose Ends, and ending LP2 side B we have That Old Devil Called Love by Alison Monet. And moving on to LP3 side A we start off with The Unforgettable Fire by U2, we got Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, We Don't Need Another Hero by Tina Turner, Holding Out for a Hero by Bonnie Tyler, Love Is a Battlefield by Pat Benatar, and ending LP3 side A we have Legs by ZZ Top. And if we move on to LP3 side B we've got Saving All My Love For You by Whitney Houston, Say You, Say Me by Lionel Richie, I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner, Kaylee by Marillion, Nikita by Elton John, Slave to Love by Brian Ferry, and ending LP3 side B we have The Power of Love by Jennifer Rush. So of course that there was the track listing for the vinyl. I absolutely love this album. I think they've done an incredible job on both CD editions as well as that vinyl. I absolutely love the track list and I absolutely love that cover artwork. Now of course this album was released just a few days ago. If you would like to get yourself a copy you can do. You can of course get yourself a copy from Amazon, HMV's website, and of course Now Music's online store. And of course you also have got supermarkets and HMV stores. Now supermarkets will most likely only be selling that standard CD and possibly that vinyl if your local supermarket has a vinyl section, but I expect they'll not be selling that special edition CD. So that is it for today's video. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, please make sure you give it a massive thumbs up. Be massively appreciated if you do. Also make sure you subscribe and enable notifications to be notified every time I release a new video, and make sure you follow my Instagram, my Twitter and my Snapchat. That'll be just aside right there, and links on my social medias will be in the description down below. Make sure you're following up on all of them. And guys, I'll see you soon for another YouTube video.